husband to one, a father to eight, and the founder of the 800% Elite Club. I hope you're ready for motivation, education, inspiration, celebrity interviews, and thought-provoking conversations, because it's 5:30 a.m. and it's time to rise and grind. Crazy. All right, are you ready?
Yes.
I can tell you're just full. What did you do to your hand?
I know. Show him your arm.
Oh. I don't.
We're not really sure.
know. But they've got like a plaster, like kind of like thing to put right there, and then I just wrap it up in this bandage.
She got a bunch of fluid and inflammation, and it's really hurting. So we're trying this before surgery.
I see. Okay, well, hopefully that solves it.
Yeah, I need to stop beating her with a broom.
Yeah, please don't do any more of that, Margo.
It's not working. Go to a cast next, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, it doesn't.
Oh, sorry. No, we'll go to a cast next, and then surgery. Sorry, I just scared the bejeepers out of her.
Yeah, we don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We're going to go this way, so we're not going to have all kinds of fancy stuff like I normally do, but we'll do some editing. We'll get all the information, and we'll rock and roll. Yeah, and it'll be great. So let me do this real quick. Mrs. Margo. Okay. '22 hero run, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, you ready, young lady?
Yes.
Great to see you.
Good to see you too.
You doing okay?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Anything that, if at any point you're like, nope, don't want to talk about any of that, then you just tell me, okay?
All right.
She's ready.
All right. Let's rock and roll. Let me get this sucker recording. Oh, it's already recording. Okay, good. Well, let me stop it. Oh, no, I better not do that. It'll mess it up. Okay. All right, so basically there's going to be all the kinds of other intro stuff, so on and so forth, but we're just going to dive into the conversation. And here she is, folks, my friend, Annaliese Miller. Annaliese, good morning. How are you, young lady?
Good morning. How are you? I'm good.
I am amazing. So you and I initially met when your mom, Mrs. Margo Miller, who I know is around there somewhere. I can't see her right now, but I know she's close. But she was following us on hashtag Rise and Grind, and we did a blessing backpack. We decided we were going to do some blessing backpacks, and we had a small, very small vision of what the blessing backpacks could do. And you took that and turned it into something like crazy. So for those of you that are watching the show that remember when we did the blessing backpacks, Annaliese did something pretty cool. So what did you do, Miss Annaliese, when you saw and found out about the blessing backpacks?
Well, I thought that it was an amazing idea, and I had already started my own kind of like little business or whatever. And I was selling lemonade for veterans. And then when I came across the blessing bags, I thought that it was an amazing idea. So I was like, well, what if I made this for veterans to give out to them so they can have like necessities for whenever they're out on the streets?
So I like that. Now we got to back up a little bit because you're how old right now?
I'm almost 13.
You're almost 13. And so we did blessing backpacks. You were how old then? 9?
Yeah, 9.
You were 9. Now from what I understand, you said, I already had a business. And then I saw now wait a minute. You were 9 years old and you already had a business?
Well, it wasn't a legit business, but I I'd been wanting to do a lemonade stand for a while now, but like I didn't want to like make a bunch of money for myself because I was already pretty well off, right? And I wanted to do stuff for like other people. And I was like, well, there's this charity and there's this charity, but nothing really stuck out to me. And then I remember Veterans Day before learning about all the veterans and how some of them can become homeless. And I was like, wait a minute, they can be homeless? Like, that's not right. They put their lives out to save ours. So I was like, well, I want to do something to help out their lives since they've kept my life nice and safe.
So so hold on here. Hold on. This is pretty deep thought for a 9 year old. So would somebody on the outside, they'd probably say that your parents or your family or somebody is veterans. Is that right?
No one is.
No, no one in your family is a veteran.
Well, like my grandparents, like my great
Yeah.
grandparents, but I never really got to meet them
Oh my goodness. So where does this heart and desire? Why veterans?
because like they've always just stood out to me because without them here, like fighting for us, we wouldn't be here and be able to have this call and do it in a safe space. And they shouldn't have to suffer out in the roads after they've suffered for our well-being.
That's amazing. So you learned about Veterans Day as a 9 year old and just it just really hit you, just kind of resonated.
Yeah, it really stuck out to me about it because I thought like there's so many people have stories and have families, and a lot of them got hurt during battle and are now struggling on the streets without any money. And some of them, they want to turn their lives around, but they might not have the education or strength to do that.
Now, on that count, how would you know something like that? Like you're just getting raising money and like putting together backpacks, and then you just give them to somebody else, and they go give them to the veterans, right?
Yeah, so I would spend like my summer. So like there was this opening day in our neighborhood at the pool, and me being a 9-year-old, I really wanted to go to the pool, but I was like, this is a great opportunity for people passing by to buy some lemonade. And a lot of times we would have people like give a lot more than the lemonade because they really wanted to help out people because every cent of our proceeds go to Veterans Bridge Home to serve money to help build them homes, get them food, or to make some blessing bags that they can give out to them.
All right, so you're selling it now, but you were saying that some of these veterans, want to get back on their feet, might not have the strength. Like, how do you know that? Do you actually go and hand them the backpacks and have conversations with these people?
So yeah, we've done some before, and we've got at Veterans Bridge Home, we get to meet some of the veterans sometimes who were able to turn their lives around, and we got to hear their stories, and we've got to give out a few bags before, and it was amazing to hear how thankful they were for some of like the little things in life, like tissues or toothpaste that we can just go to the store and buy every day, and we're like, oh, no biggie.
That's awesome. So I just want to make sure we're clear here. You're not just out there going, "Oh, this is cool." You're in the trenches,
Yeah.
meeting these people, shaking hands, giving them a hug, giving them a bag, showing the support and the love. So how many bags? So a lot of people ordered bags from us. Some people did 2 bags and some people did 4 bags. I think we did like, I don't know exactly how many did our family did, maybe 20 bags or something. How many bags did you guys do?
Probably around like 55 or 60 bags.
Nice. 55 or 60 bags. Now that was the
And
first run through, right?
yeah, like each bag that we filled through was $100 worth of stuff for them. Like
Nice.
sleeping bags, tarps, like any necessity, and like extra like non-perishable foods and stuff.
It's really incredible. And that started 3, almost 4 years ago. So if you, we stopped doing blessing bags, but it seems like you're still doing this, right?
Yeah, we still do it.
That's stinking awesome. Are you still selling lemonade?
Yeah, we haven't done it as much recently, but I definitely want to get back in it when it gets a little bit warmer again.
Well, I think that is really, really cool and really powerful. And I love your heart. And to me, it's a prime example of, higher power, right? Because you didn't have, it's not like you had people in your ear like veterans, 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 veterans. We're all veterans. You got to serve the veterans, right? Like, no, you were called specifically to serve these people in the way that only you can. And that's really stinking cool. So let's fast forward. You're here with me today because you are doing the 2022 Hero Run. And I know that you have gone through an interesting and very challenging season over the last few months. And so, share with us, if you would, some of the things you've been going through, and what has inspired you to take on this next
So
big challenge that
originally,
you have.
about like 4 years ago, I had started my lemonade stand with my dad because he had always supported me. But recently, over the summer, he had passed away, and he'd always done all my runs with me, and he's always supported this and me in general. So I wanted to do this in his honor, and because he was the one who helped me build this whole business together, and um he always thought it was great that I always wanted to help others, and he always helped others and made such a big impact on others' lives, and I wanted to do the same.
And now your dad's name was Jake, right? Yeah, Jake Miller. So you guys ran hard together all those years, right? So he was super supportive. What was one of the things that you took away? The biggest thing that you think you took away from your dad? What was the best aspect?
Um, I always just remembered him being there to like help me, and he always wanted to help everyone else, and he ran everything with me too. So like the runs were something kind of special for us together. And we did this run a few years back together too. And it really meant a lot to do that stuff. And um we've raised like I raised all this money, but he was always there helping me getting the word out. And yeah.
Yeah, and I remember meeting him. I remember you guys were running basically. I was having lunch with Margot, and you guys like zip
Yeah.
in real quick. You're like, all right, we're off over here. Like you two were partners in crime, right? You guys were pretty much inseparable.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm very sorry for this challenging season, Annalise. But what I love most about it is you have decided that you're going to take this challenging season and, in his memory, go out and do the things that he loved to do and that you love to do together, which is make a positive impact in other people's lives. So you have in the past, you raised how much money did you raise with the blessing backpacks and lemonade?
Um
Over the back.
like over the past like 4 to 5 years.
Well, I think originally you said it was like $100, so it was like probably 6 grand, and then you did another event and you raised like 20 grand, right? From what I understand,
About like 50 in total.
like 50 grand in total,
Yeah.
which is crazy because you're 12 years old. So you've raised like 50 grand in total, helping the veterans. And I know now you have a big goal with this
Yeah.
upcoming event.
Because
So
so the most that we had raised originally was 27,000 and like on one time. And now I want to be able to raise $50,000 because I know that could help so many people because there's a lot of homeless people around the world and nonetheless in the Charlotte area too.
yeah, yeah. So $50,000. That's a big number. That's an awesome number. What are you gonna do? What are we gonna do for the $50,000? How do you plan on raising it? And then what are you gonna do with the $50,000?
Okay, so to plan on raising it, we're doing the run in Charlotte, North Carolina on in Veterans Day weekend. And we are going to raise it by doing the run and getting the word out too. And for the money, I wanted to donate it to Veterans Bridge Home because and then we can make backpacks too to give to them. And at Veterans Bridge Home, a lot of times what they'll do is they can actually help buy houses for some of these people or like apartments and stuff, and they can get stuff for them, and they have a lot more contact with these people to give them all the necessities that they need.
Gotcha. So you're going to promote this run in your dad's
Like
name,
sponsored and everything, all in his name.
get sponsored, all in your dad's name. You're going to go on this run. How long is the run?
So I'm doing the 5K, but for some other people, they can do the 1K.
Okay, beautiful. So you're going to go on the run. You're going to do the 5K. We're going to put together $50,000. You're going to take that, give it to the veterans home where they can then help support all of these veterans that you've now built relationships with and just have a huge heart and passion for. Am I understanding that right?
Yeah.
Awesome. I freaking love it. Now, Annaliese, there's going to be some people listening today. I'm going to make sure all of my dealers know what you're doing. Which we have a lot of dealers in our dealer network, and dealers are the best people. By the way, I'm just saying. I think you might maybe you and I are a little biased, but there's something good about the automotive, right? And so I'm going to make sure all of our dealers know about it. And then also we have our community, our GM3X community, our morning show community. But I will say, Annaliese, there's lots of charities out there. There's lots of organizations. There's lots of fundraisers. There's lots of things, that are going on out there in the world. So my question to you is why this particular charity and why now? Why, if they have choices, why should they choose you?
I think they should do it now because there's been a lot happening through everything, and I don't want to just benefit myself from all of this because with every downfall comes something good. When one door closes, a window opens. And I think they should do this charity because I've been working on building this up since I was about 9 years old. And I've taken a lot of time out of my days and summers to help other people. And whenever I help other people, it makes me feel really good inside because to know that someone could have to not think about a meal for maybe about like a week, or they could have like some shelter, like tent or something. And a lot of times whenever I see the rainy weather, like stormy weather, and especially in these colder months, they're going to need something to keep them warm and everything. And not a lot of people understand how much people can be suffering out on the streets. And I really wanted people to see how I can see the world in a way of how not everyone can be as fortunate as us and having like a computer and being able to get on this call and spread their word.
Yeah, that's really powerful, and I love how you said when you do good things for other people, it makes you feel really good. And my guess is right now in this season, you could probably use a little extra feel good.
Yeah.
So, in my belief, Annalise, I'm not. You and I have never discussed spirituality, but I believe that your dad is in heaven, and I believe that he is watching this interview right now, probably crying his eyeballs out because he's so proud of you. I know I'm trying to hold back tears this whole time. What would you think he would say about what you're doing right now?
I think he would be really proud of me to be able to get on this meet and talk about everything. And that when something happened that I didn't let it bring me down, and I still had the same attitude to be able to help others and not always just thinking about myself all the time, and making sure that everyone else can live a life worth living.
Amen. I think you're right. I think he's super, super proud. I am too. How can they help? There's people watching right now. They're like, we're going to help Annalise. We're doing it. We're diving in. How do they help? Where do they go?
My mom's gonna send you the link to our donation page to help raise the money for the veterans and everything.
All right, so we'll drop a link for those of you that are watching here live. We'll drop the link down there in the chat. For those of you in my automotive space, we'll make sure to get the link over to you as well so that they can contribute. Now, the run, tell me a little bit more. So it's the 2020 Hero Run, run as a hero in honor of our nation's heroes. So talk to me a little bit about, this particular run. I understand the veterans. I understand the money that we're raising, 50 grand. I understand your passion. Tell me a little bit more about this particular run. That's a pretty
So
cool name.
the run
Hero
is
Run.
on November 19th at 8 o'clock at Fairview Plaza, Charlotte, North Carolina. And for this run, it's a hero run because the veterans are like heroes to all of us, and my dad was a hero to me. And it's just like and then you can dress up as a hero to show like how thankful you are for all of them, and how everyone can be their own hero, and to
Everyone,
honor my dad.
everyone can be their own hero. Are you gonna dress up?
Yeah,
Yeah. What are you gonna dress up
I don't know. I'm still trying to figure that out.
as? But you'll be a hero out there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you've been a hero for a long time, sister, making a massive impact in so many people's lives. You're an incredibly special young lady. Incredibly special young lady.
Thank you.
I am so grateful that you chose to be a part of what we do with Rise and Grind and the morning show and be like a shining example of how we all should be, not looking at ourselves and thinking about ourselves, but thinking about how we can impact others, especially in the midst of sometimes tragic situations that we don't necessarily plan or we didn't expect, but you're taking it and you're turning it into something really, really positive, and that's stinking cool. So let's just say real quick, we're going to wrap this up. This is my last question for you. So I want you to pretend for just a second that you are on the top of a mountain. All right.
Okay.
It keeps going off. You're on the top of a mountain and all of civilization, right? There's 7.8 billion people at the bottom of the mountain, right? And they're cheering your name. Annaliese, 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 right? They're cheering for woo! And somebody walks over and they hand you a microphone and they say, okay, Annaliese, you have 2 minutes to share something with the entire population of the world. What would you want to tell them?
I'd want to tell them that you shouldn't have to like be someone else, and you should always be who you are, and you shouldn't have to worry about what other people think about you, and that you should always help people in need whenever you can. Because I get it, sometimes people can't always help other people because sometimes they're the ones that need help. And to not judge someone by how they look, and every negative can come with a positive. Every negative will come with a positive. And you just got to look at it that way. You can't always see every negative in it. There's always like a grain of salt in your cup of water that you maybe can't see, but if you look deep enough in it, you'll be able to find it.
You are so wise beyond your years, young lady. Wow, wow, wow. Ladies and gentlemen, let's support Annaliese. $50,000 is the target. And that $50,000, that's going to require some work on all of our parts. So what I need you to do is I need you to go ahead and dig into your pockets. Click on that link. Every little dollar helps. Maybe it's $50 you can give. Maybe it's $500 you can give. Maybe it's $5,000 that you can give. Whatever level it is for you, I want you to click that link. Let's support Annaliese. Can anybody go run the run also if they want to go run?
Yes. My mom can also send you the link if they want to be able to sign up for that as well.
Okay, because I think
And
that
then
could be awesome
join our
too,
team
right?
as well.
Maybe. What's the date again?
November 19th at
Okay.
8 o'clock at Fairview Plaza, Charlotte, North Carolina.
Okay, cool. November 19th, Charlotte, North Carolina. If any of you are in that area, You can go run with Annaliese. Who knows? Maybe I'll shoot on down, visit a couple the stores down there, and I can go for a run too. But I don't know if I can run a 5K with you. Something tells me you probably beat me, in a 5K. But maybe I'll run like 1K. You run the other 4K, something like that. But I would love to go support you in that. But hey, now's your chance. If Annaliese has touched your heart today, take action. Don't walk away with it. Take this wisdom from this young 12-year-old, almost 13-year-old lady. Lady, I just called you a lady. You are, though. You're just amazing. But take action. Take action now. Let's get her to her goal, 50,000. Annaliese, you'll keep us up to date. Let us know when we crack that 50K mark.
Uh-huh.
Awesome. You are an amazing, amazing, amazing young lady. I don't know how your mom and your dad did it. I'm going to say it had to be God because you're incredibly special. Thank you so much for this time. We love you. We're cheering for you, and we're going to make it happen.
Thank you.
All right.